In Scotland, there exists a strange bridge that looks completely normal at first glance, but in reality, it has taken the lives of hundreds of dogs. But why? From the story of an abandoned concrete bridge hidden deep in the dense forests of Brazil, to an island that disappeared from the Gulf of Mexico, today we will explore some mysterious places that are hard to believe even when you see them. Not only that, this list also includes the Atlantis of Argentina,
a settlement whose ruins today present a terrifying sight. Welcome once again to Nobel's Creation. Viewers, you must have seen many old bridges before, but in the city of Dumbarton in Scotland, a 130-year-old bridge called Overton Bridge is filled with mysteries. This bridge was specially built to provide access to a mansion called Overton House. At first glance, this bridge looks just like any other ordinary bridge.
But there is one thing that makes it very different from the rest, and that is, this bridge is known as a suicide bridge for dogs. Yes, over the past several decades, hundreds of dogs have jumped from this bridge and lost their lives. And that too, without any clear reason. People say that sometimes some dogs survive the fall, but are badly injured. While some reports also claim that occasionally injured dogs climb back onto the bridge and jump again to end their lives. Different reports mention different numbers of dogs that have died. But it is true that no other animals, only dogs, jump from this bridge. Because of these incidents, many theories surround the Overton Bridge. Some people, especially those who follow Celtic pagan beliefs, consider this bridge to be a place between heaven and earth. While some locals believe that this is the work of a ghost, a widow who once lived in the nearby mansion, known as the White Lady of Overton. Another popular theory is that in 1994, a mentally unstable father threw his young child from this very bridge, and the negative energy from that incident forces dogs to do the same. Apart from these strange theories, some researchers have also provided a more logical explanation. In 2006, animal behavior expert David Sands investigated this bridge. He noticed that in the forest below the bridge, small animals, especially minks, are found in large numbers. David Sands suggested that dogs, with their strong sense of smell, detect these animals below, and while trying to chase them, end up jumping. Experts have also said that the design and location of the bridge are such that when dogs climb onto the wall, it appears to them as if the ground continues flat ahead instead of dropping down. However, this theory has also not been fully established because there is still no solid evidence to prove it. For many years now, the mystery of Overton Bridge remains unsolved. No one knows why only dogs jump from here. If you take any old map of the Gulf of Mexico from the 16th or 17th century, made by Spanish explorers, you will notice a small island north of the Yucatan Peninsula called Bermeja. Of course, its exact location may vary slightly on those maps, but at least it appears on every map. This island was first included in the official list of Gulf Islands in 1539 by Spanish cartographer Alonso de Santa Cruz. But in the late 1990s, large amounts of oil were discovered in the Gulf of Mexico. So, the American and Mexican governments started defining their boundaries. This would determine how much area each country could explore for oil. Now, since Bermeja Island was close to the Yucatan Peninsula, if Mexico could claim it, their boundary in the Gulf would expand. At that time, the Mexican government tried 3 times to find Bermeja Island, but mysteriously, they found no trace of it. The Mexican Navy said
it seemed as if the island had never existed.
The story might have ended there, but then something happened that made people think otherwise. A year after the Mexican Navy failed to find it, a Mexican senator, Jose Angel Cancello, who strongly supported the island's existence and expansion of Mexico's oil territory, died in a car accident on a Mexican highway. After his death, people started speculating that the American CIA had destroyed the island with multiple blasts to reduce Mexico's claim in the Gulf.
Later, in 2009, another search was conducted using advanced technology. But nothing was found on the ocean floor except sand. After these failed attempts, the president of the Mexican Society of Geography suggested that perhaps centuries ago, Spanish explorers intentionally added a fake island to mislead their enemies. Whether Bermeja Island ever truly existed, or was erased by natural forces, or deliberately destroyed, remains a mystery to this day.
Deep within the dense forests of Brazil, there exists a mysterious structure that looks like part of a city. This concrete structure is more than 130 feet tall and over 1,000 feet long. It includes tunnels, walls, and a massive concrete foundation, which the jungle is slowly reclaiming over time. From a distance, it looks as if someone picked up a structure from a city and dropped it in the middle of the forest for no reason. A structure like this, in the middle of the jungle, creates a very strange and mysterious atmosphere. But in reality, this structure is about 50 years old. In Brazil, the BR-101 highway is a very famous and long route, stretching over 3,000 miles. Construction of this highway began in 1950. In 1960, work began on an important section called the Viaduto Petrobras. Its purpose was to connect Rio de Janeiro and Santos in Sao Paulo through the forest. After 16 years of effort, this section was nearly complete. But at that time, Brazil faced an economic crisis. The situation became so bad that the government did not even have enough funds to connect the viaduct to BR-101. At the last moment, the plans were changed, and BR-101 was connected to another coastal highway instead. As a result, the Viaduto Petrobras was left incomplete. Since then, the jungle has slowly taken over it, and today it remains only as a tourist attraction. In 1920, about 400 miles from Buenos Aires, Argentina, there was a small tourist village called Villa Epicuén. This village was located beside Lake Epicuén, a salt lake. This lake was famous because it was believed that bathing in its water could cure many skin and bone diseases. Soon, this place became a popular weekend getaway for wealthy people in Argentina. The village had a railway station and a population of around 1,500 people. At its peak in 1970, it could accommodate up to 5,000 visitors at once. Because of its popularity, a lot of money was invested here. Many hotels were built to accommodate visitors. However, it seems not enough attention was given to the dam that separated the town from the Salt Lake. And then, what was feared finally happened. On November 10th, 1985, a storm caused the dam to break. For the next 2 weeks, water kept flooding into the village. Eventually, all residents were forced to leave Villa Epicuén. After some time, the entire village and its houses were submerged. under 30 feet of water.
After 25 years, in 2009, when the water began to recede, the ruins below revealed a terrifying scene. From above, the original streets and houses could still be seen, where 1,500 people once lived. Wild vegetation, rusted structures, made the village look like a ghost town.
Today, Villa Epiquén attracts photographers and tourists from all over the world. They come to see the ruins of this famous village. Because of the salt in the water, a white layer has formed over the structures, giving the ruins an even more haunting look. The most interesting fact about Villa Epiquén is that after 25 years underwater, when the water receded in 2009, an 81-year-old man, Pablo Novak, returned and decided to live in his ruined home. Out of the 1,500 residents, he was the only one who came back. As the sole resident of Villa Epiquén, Pablo was named the cultural ambassador of the town in 2020.
Sadly, in January 2024, at the age of 93, Pablo also passed away. With his passing, Villa Epiquén once again became completely uninhabited. Decades ago, this town became famous because of tourists, and even today, only tourists visit this place. We hope you will like and share this video. Thank you very much for your love and supportive comments. See you in the next amazing video.